It is a fragile existence that we live here on Sanibel in the state of Florida. We're a peninsula in the Gulf of Mexico. We're very vulnerable to the weather. We're very vulnerable to rising tides. Our biggest threat to our community and our way of life is the development of Florida.
Richard Johnson and his family own Bailey's General Store, the oldest store on Sanibel Island. The family business has endured multiple storms since 1899. In 2022, its longevity was tested yet again with Hurricane Ian. Islanders fled as the Category 4 storm barreled toward Sanibel.
Okay, hold on, kitties. I know.
The dire forecast came to fruition. A 13-foot storm surge overtook the small island. The powerful water and wind damaged or destroyed thousands of homes and businesses. Ian's force washed out sections of the Sanibel Causeway, the only road to the mainland. Sanibel was battered and broken. A symbol of hope emerged. The historic lighthouse survived. The Johnson family was among the flotilla of islanders who returned by boat to assess the damage.
The store pretty much looked intact, and I looked at my daughter Callie and said, well, hey, this is not that bad. I think we're going to be okay.
I said back to him, I don't think so, you need to come inside.
I was not prepared for what I saw. As you can see, we had water up all the way to the ceiling here.
When we saw the water line pretty much above my dad's head and everything was upended, I knew that this would be a really long road.
The island was in limbo after Ian, the worst hurricane to hit Sanibel in a century. Residents faced tough decisions amid uncertainty and threats of more powerful storms. Sanibel, its founding families, and the island's iconic store were at a crossroads.
I think since the storm we have seen every emotion every single day, and I think that we've, as an island, just pushed it down and plugged away.
The year after Hurricane Ian, islanders were in the thick of recovery when Bailey's shopping center and store were demolished.
When that store came down, it was an emotional moment for the entire island, and it allowed us a chance to mourn.
Not having the store sitting at the corner over there it's a very odd experience. You know, you need some bolts for something at the house. Well, I'm just going to run down to Bailey's and get it. And then you stop and you can't run down to Bailey's and get it.
The center had housed the third iteration of Bailey's since the 1960s. The family's first store was also destroyed by a hurricane. A history of island resiliency can be traced through Bailey's General Store.
Without Bailey's, Sanibel would just be like any other Florida town. Bailey's was a very integral part of the whole evolution of Sanibel. And Frances Bailey was the most welcoming person imaginable.
Francis, part of the second of 4 generations on Sanibel, was the island's grocer for most of his life.
I think he really cared about it, and that was kind of like one of his kids. He did everything he could for that place.
Francis Bailey is actually my hero. He's the personification of the community of Sanibel in so many ways, that I would call him the forever mayor of Sanibel.
It's been my home forever. And well, it's home, that's it. And it's part of me. A whole heck of a lot of me.